Is that milk?
As long as it's that.
Just water.
So it's just water. It's a company.
It's
only water.
Saving it's a recyclable thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to make the water more fresh and perishable.
It's just a recyclable container.
No, Fiji water come a little bougie too.
It's that volcanic ash.
Coconut water too.
There's another one in there if you want it. A little bit of water, a little bit of cognac.
All right, you guys ready?
He knows me.
He's like, the what you eat.
Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue. Suggestive dialogue. Suggestive dialogue.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Let's Talk After Dark podcast where anything goes and nothing's off the table. I'm Benny. With me as always,
Mav.
And with us some of the time,
Dame Diddy, you already know.
Dame Rev.
our special guest.
Kale/Katie James.
What? All right, so you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Google, Apple, Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And that's it.
We get started.
All right, guys, we have a special guest. Now, she's as mysterious to me as she is to this podcast because I've as you guys know, I creep and I've seen her around. So
You say you creep?
I creep on everyone's page that I see is interesting, but I don't follow them right off the bat. I
Thought he meant
I
a whole
followed
different
her.
type of creep.
Yeah. Oh no,
After
it's not.
inappropriality.
That's not that type. But okay, so here's the thing.
Nah,
You
stop giving
do-
niggas credit,
you-
brother.
you
I
do-
put her on that show. They had my list, brother. Stop saying that they.
All right.
You follow her after that.
That was after I saw it.
I was following
After
her
I
before
saw
inappropriate.
All right, guys, this is Let's Talk After
My
Dark
bad.
podcast.
We
all
decided
right?
a little vent. We had
Nah,
to
we're gonna
vent.
stop that right here, and we're gonna go right to our guest, Kale. All right, you do a lot of things, right? You act, you sing, you smoke,
I make beats.
you make beats. What do you not? You model. What do you not do?
Probably don't tie her shoes.
How did you?
What?
Yo, that's crazy. I don't know how you knew that, but we can.
Now,
talk
see,
about
I'm
it.
not the creep.
That's mad personal. I don't know how you just knew that, but I definitely don't play sports. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm indecisive. I sometimes struggle to commit to what I know I want and need in my life.
Oh, she got that.
I don't
want to
go
shit
deep.
going on.
Sad. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're a mystery, all right? Because the thing is right here is like, okay, so you did a great. Let's talk about the main thing I know you from is the documentary you did with Springfield PD about the police department.
I don't know if I'd say I did it with them.
Well,
I did it about them.
Sorry, yeah. I think you're
have
still
them
waiting
involved.
for them,
Shit,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Did they ever get back to you?
Hell no, they never got back to me. A cop harassed me on the street from the SPD, but no one returned a fucking voicemail or an email the whole time. Like, I'm sorry. I'm very jaded and pessimistic about them at this point. Like, so imagine how it feels to actually have lived here for more than a few months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how long have you been in Western Mass? Just out of curiosity.
Like, actually, like, moved here and lived, like, a few months now. Like, 3 or 4 months, probably.
Where are you from?
Originally, mostly from Vermont. You know, I was on the road a lot last year, and I came through here, and like here was working for a number of reasons.
Oh, yeah?
Like, yeah.
This is where you settled, Springfield?
Hell yeah, Springfield's
It's
fucking
like
beautiful.
like when I
as
hear
fuck.
like foreigners when they come from beautiful places, they're like, yeah, I love it here. It's like
From Vincenza, Italy.
I know to Springfield, Mass. So I guess Vermont's pretty cool. I got family looking to move up there.
There's a lot of peace there.
It seems like it.
You know what I mean? Peace
Yeah.
is not. I mean, peace is it's a beautiful thing, but it's not always what's needed.
Correct.
In a certain phase of life, so that was not what was needed
For you.
know? Right
at the
now, I'm
time.
trying to go to work in as many ways as possible. So.
Got you.
So, what is this documentary about? Give us a little synopsis.
Yeah, basically, I find with most like film projects, like what I intend it to be and what it creates itself into are like never the same thing. You know what I mean? And also oftentimes I don't have the skill set to make something until I've already made it. So it is what it is. But originally it was going to be like a more standard format documentary, like more of a narrative thing about the police department here. But it ended up just being like a series of interviews of like community members here. And I just paid mine to like try and get. It's only 4 interview subjects, but I just tried to get someone from like a different little corner of the community. Like I tried to have each interview subject just be really different from each other. But many of the same sentiments were echoed again and again. Like,
Yeah.
and I heard a lot. There were so many people. I just gotta say, it's like I've heard so many things off camera about the SPD, and there were so many people who just weren't willing to even come on and like get their face blurred. Like,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. But yeah,
Because so I have a love-hate relationship with the SPD too, is because I know a lot of people who are actually in the force that are great, outstanding citizens, great, outstanding, police officers, and everything. But it just seems like where the issue lies is with the leadership of the SPD, which that's a whole rabbit hole itself. And if you guys ever want to go on Mass Live, it's all the information is there. You make the judgment yourself. It's like scientific facts right there. It's right there, so you could choose. We're not just saying this out of our ass, but there is an issue with it. In the documentary, didn't you say like where's the police force numbered within like did you?
if you're talking about like the payout, I mean the payouts are ridiculous.
Yes, thank you. That's what.
Yeah, it was over a period of like technically under a decade. It was close to $4 million that
And
the city
payouts
paid
just-
out. And it's like, let's fundamentally establish one thing that I feel like it's baffling. This isn't the basic like first thing everyone always says. We talk about it in the abstract. We say the city pays it. You guys,
pay it.
you have
And this-
all been paying this money.
And this is what people don't understand. Like they're like, oh yeah, people are getting their restitution, but at the same time, like when you have an officer who diligently did something obscene and not properly being taken care of off the force, your tax money is still paying for him to be on there.
Indeed.
Your tax money is still paying for him to be that asshole on the streets or her to be that asshole on the streets.
So really, we are paying for their.
We're paying for the mistakes, and
Their
and
mistakes.
that's what irked me when we had the whole I wasn't part of that, but the Black Lives Matter movement did the march right there, stuff like that, and that girl just asked him like, yo, can you take a knee? And he said the only person I knee for is God. which I'm sorry, I really do. Nothing gets under my skin more than a bitch ass answer. You know what I mean? Like
And a cop-out
it
answer.
does. Like when
Yes,
people want
I
to be
feel you.
ballsy and they want to all of a sudden be tough and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
say
but then they
some
can't
wild
stay
shit.
on that. They can't
But
maintain
what
that
you've
energy.
shown does not. You don't have that has no leverage. You're just being mouthy at
For
that
real.
moment. And I like it that why I was really excited that you were on the show was because you're an outsider looking in, and if you're seeing this. Only imagine like people who are dealing with this 24/7. Like,
Thank you.
like we had a group of guys. It was me, like somebody like Dame. I'm just using you as an example because he a ball player, and we're all about to film a shoot. We're just standing outside of a pizza shop. Cop drives by, puts his sirens on, and says, "Okay, boys, keep it moving." First of all, boy, I'm a grown ass man. I'm paying taxes, motherfucker. I'm not no boy. Yeah, we have a basketball shit. We look young because black don't crack. But you know what I mean?
There's
It's just
a long history of using
it just
that
pisses
word,
me off.
Yeah, to
you know?
address grown men for real.
I'm sorry. What's that?
No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
No,
but you-
there is a long legacy of using that word to address grown men
Oh,
who
yeah.
are melanated specifically. Like, for
Exactly.
real.
Yeah.
Boy. Like,
And I
yeah.
think you said in things, or was it you? I'm sorry, I mixed up people talking. That's the weed too. Actually, no, it's that drink. I gotta say the name, but I had a little sip of that. Yeah, you guys gotta watch Daddy Fuego. I can't wait for this episode to come up. But I live in a suburban area. You know what I mean? And I
Do
during
you
that
mind my
time.
asking like what? Oh wait, sorry.
Oh
Never
no, I
mind,
don't care. I
won't
live in
have to
16
say.
acres.
Okay,
I live on the border of 16 acres, where it's like close to like Hamden and. I think
live
the
in
three of us
16.
live in this nice
I
area.
made it out the hood. I don't give a fuck. Like I tell everybody,
But
No
the
more
thing,
fucking Hondas at 3M for me.
work hard.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yo, don't talk about Hondas, man. My shit looking nice now. It's got rims
Oh
on
shit!
it.
Are you the fucking? No.
no.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
talking about those.
Talking about the
Oh,
lawnmowers.
the little toy car shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about them shits that wake you
Anyway,
up at
so
fucking
I
3
deliver
o'clock in the
papers.
morning.
I used to for like extra side money and stuff like that because since comedy's down and needed money. And what ended up happening was I saw this cop. So there's an area around there, Cannon Circle. Everyone knows this is Section 8 living. It's pretty much like the only hood part in that area.
That's not even hood. That shit just ghetto, bro.
It's just you're right. It's not. It's just it's
Ain't
not even. It's
nobody
not
in
even
there
hood. It's
about to
just,
shoot you up. They all gonna be like, nigga, you got some stamps.
that's it.
That's what they
That's
should.
it. Yeah, it's hood. Yeah, thank you for correcting me.
Right.
You're 100
That shit
percent
is
right. It's, not
ghetto.
ghetto. It's just ghetto. So this cop pulled out and he's and I understand. It's 3 o'clock at night. My hair's out like this. I have a hoodie on.
Oh wait, it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, that's what I do with newspapers.
Oh, I think somehow you did. Were you doing the skit or?
No. This is I said
It's a different time.
different time. Yeah, I was saying.
Oh.
I'm saying that. Well, I was talking about the skit woman pizza. Now I'm fast forwarding to
Oh, okay.
recently.
Got you.
Driving around pretty much your area, your street. This cop follows me. I'm gonna say he's an Asian cop just to make people think it's not always white cops. It's cops in general because they are stigmatized to look at something and say this is bad. And
Like, look at this nigga trying to pretend to deliver papers.
Yo,
Right.
Yo, no front would have been the greatest Breaking Bad gig ever, though.
Yo.
But no, like I drove past him once, show him the thing, and then I'm down like a one way. So there's only one way out, and he blocks it. Lights on, bright.
Wow.
You know, and he's like, you lost. I hate that.
Like you pretending to
The
work.
premise of the question
Thank
that
you.
you
Like
need to explain.
there's a history behind it. You lost. Like,
Yeah.
not even like, hey sir, can I help you? Address me like a human being.
The premise of the
Are
question
you
is you need
lost?
to. I
Yeah.
need to know where the fuck you're going.
And I was
right
like,
now.
I said, dude, you ran my plates. What do they say? Because I've like I said, cop friends. I could tell when you're running my plates.
Yeah.
You ran my plates. What is it? What's the name up under? You know what I mean? And after it broke, he's like, oh no, I didn't mean to be like that. I'm just saying because what? Because the break-ins that have been happening, that when we call you guys, we still have to wait 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. And we're on the good side, so I'm just saying, like, you don't imagine, like, and it's sad, but I really want to, thank you for being that outside looking in, because now we're not crazy. You know what I mean?
I feel you. There's
and you said it
nothing
too.
to
You said
thank,
I'm white, guys.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
real. But there's nothing to thank for real because like I've been welcomed into this community and I'm taking up space in this community and I take up resources by being here and that's like a reality and that I've been welcomed by people like all like the creatives and whoever the fuck all y'all are that I've been rocking with like everybody out here like it's a gift like and
No names. She just supports y'all.
for real everybody shout out LSD I fuck with you guys everybody you know what I mean
Yeah.
so it's nothing like I'm sorry that it is the way it is like that means nothing like I hate saying that because it's not an individualized thing I mean it is but it's not it's like it's a systemic thing it's complicated
I think what really was the most touching thing about your documentary was when you talked about being in the 60s and being in your shoes as you are now, in there, how things would be normal and how you would have to walk past seeing certain issues, and that was the norm. You know what I mean? Like a black boy supposedly whistling at a white girl that you realize years later she made that whole shit up.
she made it you know what I mean? Rest in power,
and he's out there getting lynched, and people who don't want to just walk by and be like, don't look at that today. It's just another nigga getting lynched. You know what I mean? Like
children
that
in
was
cages.
norm. Children. Oh, right now it's crazy.
I hate to say that like I've been told not to just speak off the cuff on interviews, but I'm pretty high and tired, so I'm just talking about it. Like,
So we're gonna get the raw side.
yeah, so I apologize if this offends anyone's sensibilities because, again, like as a disclaimer, like it's a necessarily uneducated take, but this seems random, but I don't know, it just made me think about like I was just in Amherst recording like my album and shit, and Amherst is obviously like a more like wealthy, affluent, like primarily white area, like. And the place I was staying at was just like around the block from the studio, but it was just like, yeah, this fucking like college town, just like nice ass houses. And I just noticed that like in front of every single house was like a Black Lives Matter sign. And I was like, this is interesting to me because now like I like kind of live in the hood now. And like I'm the only white kid in my neighborhood really that I see like, and I don't see any Black Lives Matter signs. But here in this place where you all are segregated, really, like in practice, like you're very segregated here. Like, coming from Vermont, like Montpelier, Vermont is like definitely whiter, wealthier. There's tons of shit like that everywhere. And I'm not knocking that. It's a beautiful sentiment. But it does make me wonder, following the thread of that, it's like, why is it easier to say or maybe even feel that like Black Lives Matter in the places where there aren't very many around you, and then here in the hood where kids are getting shot, like we want Black Lives to matter and intrinsically of course they do, but in practice like are Black Lives mattering here right now when these kids are getting shot? Like is that why it's harder to have those signs? Like I don't know. I'm literally just talking out my ass, but I just noticed.
I brought it up.
Sorry, not funny, but it does make a point to it because you do go like it's like you said you could travel. I mean, I travel for work. I just random ass cities in Granby, East Hampton, shit like that, and you see a bunch of fucking Black Lives Matters, and I'm assuming the houses aren't black people houses; they're all white people houses. So in a sense, it's like they're just supporting a movement. I feel like more or less than really being for the movement in this. You know what I mean? Because like they're gonna put those up and make those signs once this becomes a big thing. But like years ago or following years coming up, they're not gonna have these signs posted up in front of their houses. You know what I mean? And for us black folks, like I'm not about to get a Black Lives Matter sign and put it in front of my house. You know what I mean? That's just me. It's not like it doesn't mean that. I mean, I don't support my people or I don't support the movement. It's just something that mentally that I know. You know what I mean? I feel like they put it out there just to show like, oh, we're supporting you guys.
Yeah,
but
to feel
you're
like
not really supporting us.
you're doing something, but it does make me think like shout out to my high school, like U32 High School in East Montpelier, Vermont. Again, huge majority white. Definitely, it's a public school, and as we know, like public schools, they're all like federally funded, but it's based on property tax stuff. So basically, like the relative wealth.
Can you say
and,
it
like,
a little louder one more time?
Sorry, yeah.
No, I want people to understand. It's based on.
Yeah. So okay. So the way public schools are funded, and Jonathan Kozol has a fantastic book about this. It was written decades ago, but it's still pertinent, and the disparities are worse. So it's called Savage Inequalities by Jonathan Kozol, and people should read that. But basically, I went to a public school in East Montpelier, Central Vermont, like, and because the median home value is much higher, like property tax is how public school is funded in large part. It's more complicated than that, but like that's a big factor. So basically what that means is that even though public school is supposed to be for everyone, and the point is not to get your fucking kid ahead, the point is to protect all of us and have a more fair and free society that's safer, because violent crime goes up when education goes down. But the fact that like me and you, like, did you go to public school?
Yeah.
Did you go to public school around here?
I went to Central, Springfield.
Okay, word. So we both went to public school. We both were entitled to go to public school as 2 students. Because I happened to be born in an area where there were more people who had better houses, and there's a number of reasons for that, but part of it is to do with like things like racial segregation, redlining, etc., other factors too. But just on a fundamental level, like the fact that we both had a public school education, but I know that almost beyond a shadow of a doubt, like probably $1,000 more a year at least was spent on me as a student than you. That's fucked up. And to bring it back around to what we were talking about, it's like, it's easy to have all those signs up, but I don't, and I saw a lot of those back home. I never really heard about any of the kids in my school slowing down and saying, hold up, we need to stop having, every kid was entitled to get a free Chromebook at my school, just to use, just to have. They got new security cameras. They did not need that shit. Before COVID happened. They had fucking 2 golf carts. Shout out to Amy Molina. I do not give a fuck. I will drop your name. Amy Molina had 2 golf carts brought in for her to ride around on. Like, bro, if you're gonna put
to ride around to get
just
the classrooms,
just the campus, just around and shit. And it's like, yo, if you're
your high
gonna
school had a campus on it.
Like I say, campus, it's an average size high school. What I'm saying is there's all this extra funding, and if you're gonna put these fucking signs up saying that it matters, like black and brown and even like poor, because again, like it melts together. Like the poor people's movement speaks to this. It's complicated. Like
just real quickly, because I always judge a high school by their football team. Right? Because you know, we played. You know a good high school when you go to their football team and you see their lights and how they had everything set up. How
okay, so like
was it like Friday Night Lights? Was your football team?
Listen,
like,
that shit was like
it's like
it was actually bigger than UMass, but you know,
bullshit.
It's like they had the bread to be good, but the kids themselves, I'm not gonna front, were not
so
talented. Like, sorry, I don't want to like get in trouble back home, but shit, like no, they weren't that good. But I mean, they had the bread to be
top dollar for all their kids.
Yeah, exactly. They got new
recruiting,
uniforms
you know what I
every
mean?
year, but it's like if you're gonna put up Black Lives Matter signs, but then you're not gonna stop for 5 fucking seconds to be like, well, do black and brown and poor, etc. lives matter enough to me to say, hold on, let's stop getting all this extra funding. Before we do that, let's like make sure other schools, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's easy to show these signs, but when it comes to the fundamental reality that there's only so much to go around as like white people, as like privileged people, whoever the fuck, like if you got more of the pie, you can't talk about wanting everyone to have more pie without fundamentally you giving up some of the pie.
Well, I just want to have real quickly Rev on this, because Rev, I know you went to your school's kind of private, right? Or was it considered?
It was a charter high school.
It was a charter high
Sabbath?
school. No,
You
he
went
went
to-
to.
I went to Pioneer Valley Performing Arts.
Oh, I heard about that school. A couple hot chicks go there.
How-
Yeah, all the dancing chicks and all that shit.
Yeah, they have a huge dancing team.
Are they like strippers now or something?
No, they're
Once you slip
fucking.
into that school, you're the
No,
man.
they went to like Juilliard and shit. Like they turned into like professional.
So what the
fucking
fuck you doing
dancers.
here?
That's not
Huh?
He
But
there at school,
I'm
though.
here for other reasons.
He was there for the performing arts part, so he was trying to work on
Yeah,
his craft.
no, I left. I'm the only after high school I left, and I came back in 2018.
Oh, shit.
When I came
Shit, that's
back.
pretty
I've
lit.
been gone my whole adult life.
That's a solid school though. Like even schools like Sabbath were kind of like they were more like almost more uppity than a public school.
Yeah,
but
they were number.
They ain't really have
as
much
far
shit.
as because they measure everything by MCAS scores.
They were trying to say,
they
like,
were
they-
number
like-
2 in the state next to Hopkins Academy, which is literally next. It was like
Your school?
40 feet away from our. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so that was the number 1, and then next door was us. So we're number 2 in the state. But yeah, so I
I
went
do
to
know a couple
Pioneer
people that
Valley
was-
Performing Arts charter.
They're pretty
high school.
ditzy that came out of that school too. Like they're
Ooh.
not like the brightest tool in the shed. They're kind of like
In my school?
yeah, the people that went to that school and like go on. in life, they're not,
but
like, the
keep in
brightest
mind,
tools in
I
the shed.
graduated in 06.
Oh.
So I have that school's not even in the same place now
it's not
that it
anymore.
was.
No, a lot has changed.
It's in South Hadley. I went in Hadley, and it's in South Hadley now. But
That's where
but
it's
what
at.
would you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
talk about? You want to?
You're right.
No, I just wanted to
What
say
it
like
was
your experience there. You know what I
It
mean?
fucking
Like
sucked. And you know what's messed up is that they don't. It's not. I don't talk about it a lot because I know for a fact it's not the same today as it was when I went there. But I remember, I'm from Springfield. I was born and raised here. And what happened was I was a rapper. Naturally, because I'm from Springfield, and like, so I went to Kylie for middle school, and we would battle like on the blacktop, and rap was just, and I grew up in Holyoke primarily too, so rap was just, we just did it. It was in the 90s, and just if you were dope, you were dope, and I went to that school because my sister, you know, she was on the show, she could sing really well, but my sister was going into 10th grade. And the school went from 9th to 12th, and all the students moved up when they finished their grade. And so 9th grade was wide open, but 10th grade was kind of full. And the law in Massachusetts says that if one student gets into a charter school, then by law they have to let the sibling in.
yeah.
So my mom made me. I was supposed to go to Commerce, and my mother made me audition for the school. And I used to act. I was an Annie.
Oh,
Actually, I was
word.
Daddy Warbucks.
Oh shit! Not bad, man.
I was Daddy Warbucks. They
Not
gave me a
bad.
ball cap, but they didn't have
I was
one for
gonna
my
ask.
skin.
Oh,
So it was a white person. Yeah, I look real crazy. I look like that coffee. Like,
Darker than white.
it was so bad. And then, so I loved acting. I acted in Kylie. So they made me audition. My mother made me audition for the school. I auditioned. I got in. They got my sister in, and I said, "Yo, I want to go to Commerce now." But then I guess it was some pipe bomb scare or some shit. So she wouldn't let me go. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to rap. But at the time, and I'll throw them under the bus. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. In 2002, rap wasn't considered music in that school. As they said, you couldn't audition. You could audition with jazz. You could audition with anything else, but you couldn't audition with rap because to that fucking school, rap wasn't music. It wasn't considered music. And I remember when I started that school, it's still, if you rap, you were ridiculed. It was fun. It's kind of, this is why I don't like
Was it not
liberals.
considered music, or
I
was it not
can't
considered
fucking stand. No, I'll be. No, it wasn't considered. They said it wasn't considered music.
Which I
And I'll be
turn it into
100%.
poetry.
This is the one thing that stops me from being a fucking liberal, because at the time, like growing up, when in the time where like my life was just the most like influential, like in my influential years, they were the ones that were the meanest to me, because my mother did everything she could to get us out of the neighborhood we were from, and when I moved to that neighborhood, I was not accepted there
well, you know
ever.
what? It's funny you say that because this is one thing nobody likes to admit. If you go down south, I go down south as a black man. Yes, I know there's racism down there, but let me tell you, they're nicer. Why? Because they're used to seeing you. They
I lived in
understand
Texas.
you.
I know they're
Yeah.
nicer.
So up here in New England, though, they're racist as fuck. I don't care how much they say it was free, but they still don't accept you because it's still to them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I feel New England has it like, yeah, they're liberal, but they're more like that Republican liberal. We're liberal if you have money.
Yeah,
If you don't, you ain't
For
shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you're just a Democrat.
that's why like Amherst, I'll be honest, I have no respect for Amherst whatsoever. I'm gonna say it, don't hit the brand, but me and myself, because you're named after a man who genocided millions of Native Americans, and you've yet to even want to try to change it.
Yeah.
The name, you know what I mean, of your city.
I feel like, honestly, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
but,
go.
But like all this shit that's going on, all liberals marching, all this shit. It's just now you're doing it now. It's been happening for how long?
No, that's
And now you're out there. Now all of a sudden you don't want the cops and you don't want none of this shit. But this has been happening for how long?
well, it's
And
election
now all of a
year.
sudden it's fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and
so I
like I
sit
said-
here and I'm like, and when I went to my school, like to answer your question, like what it was like. By the time I graduated, rap was accepted. It was this. It was like diverse. We had Diversity Day, which I thought was the most racist shit in the world.
Yo,
You had diversity day.
They forced
Yeah,
us
they
to
forced
have a
that
diversity day.
because it made white people. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm just gonna
it's
say
the
it,
truth.
it makes white people
Apologize
feel
for
so much
talking
more
about
comfortable.
whiteness.
They
It's okay.
they
Because it
introduced
just-
this stupid fucking day, which is diversity. And at the time, me and my sister were like one of the only Puerto Ricans in the whole school. And then
By his
after. By our third day, it was diversity
day,
day.
buddy.
Now we were fucking celebrities in the school,
That's crazy.
and I'm like, I don't want to be. I just want to be like you. I just want to be
They're
like
like, not today,
everybody
you're not.
else. Yes.
Have you ever
today?
Have you ever thought about it?
Make you into
Have you ever
like,
thought about it like those ways? Now that you say that diversity day, like I remember, what I'm saying, at Central we had like a thing on diversity, like a segment for like a good couple of months. and then they have Black History Month when February comes up, they treat us like we're kings and shit. You ever thought about like certain shit, like even with the signs, they give it to the white people to like prompt them to like not try to be racist, like lessons more or less for them than for us? Because like when these situations come up, diversity Day sounds stupid as fuck to minorities. Because like nigga, I'm with everybody every day. You know what I'm saying? My fault for saying nigga. But then again, it's like the white people who are racist or like, I'm not racist, but I really just don't like I don't like black people in general. You know what I mean? The people that like us and they don't like us. And then it's like, I'm white, right? No, not me, but you can be like white people who aren't racist, but they show signs of racism towards minorities. Yeah. You get what I mean? So like, you can be around fucking Peter, Paul, the white guys, and then the whole entire time, like they're making remarks, jokes, and shit about you.
I'm just bitter on the fact that there needs to why how stupid are you that you need to be educated on that? Like to me, that's just dumb.
But for them,
it's like to me, I don't know. Like plus I'm known. I have a reputation all over the place for being unforgiving.
But like, I think it's the colonialism and the historical factor that's brought and taught to our kids. Like if you know any books, school books whatsoever, really gets approved by the state of Texas because Texas has the most school system without.
And they're super clean.
Texas Instruments.
Super clean. Yeah, super clean.
So you
super clean.
If racism keeps occurring, it's you got to think it's the older heads that are like way above us.
Which is why I hate COVID because it didn't do its job.
Exactly.
Oh shit!
Wow.
COVID was supposed to do something.
Bill
for us.
Burr over here. No, but not to knock. I don't just to end it on the not to knock the school. The school. I have no idea what it's like. Now, I'm sure it's great. I didn't. By the time I graduated, it was different from when I started going there. So like, it's a great school. I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm just saying at the time in 2002 when I started to go, rap wasn't music. Now it is. Now it's like.
But 2002, it was like still raunchy area, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like 99 was still raunchy. Like you
know,
literally could still go to the store and you just pick up something off the floor, you stole it. Like
I'm older than I am older than I look. So we're talking about I grew up apartment in the 90s. I was born in 88, so I grew up in the 90s. So like shit was I grew up when you grow in Holyoke, right? I didn't know what racism was. Until I moved to Munson. My mom moved us to Munson and that was the first time I got called a nigger spick. Oh, and I didn't know what the. I had to go home and ask my mom about that.
I look at how they handle you. Like you can be like you move to a new area, move to Granby, move to East Hampton, right? You just move in, and the first thing you notice, like your neighbor, and they're looking at you, they're staring like.
But you know why most of these
you're like hey, and they're like hey, and it's like damn, why'd you wait 4 seconds? Just give me like the hey right there, and then it's like the conversations are never just like trying to like. Get to know me, it's more like, nigga, what do you really do? Like, because what is really up with you? Like, why are you over here? You know what I mean?
It's the fear. Remember, most people move out, like, we move away from shit because you don't want to be around it. So all these people are moving out into the hills because they don't want to be around it. So now you have media, which is a beautiful thing, right? That's giving these projections of what each type of culture is, right? So if you're Irish, you already have your history of Irish. You know your history of Irish, right? But then you don't really go too much into other cultures because you still yourself trying to find out what it means to be an Irish American, which, if you know about Irish Americans, they're pretty much the first true kind of niggas before the niggas. You know what I mean? In a way here.
Oh, yeah. No, if you read.
If you know, like,
The way they act too, bro.
Then afterwards it's like, all right, you know what? These guys kind of look like us. It's kind of fucked up what we're doing. Let's start going to the natives and the Africans and everything like that. And I'm going to say this. And everyone's going to hate me for it, but I don't give a fuck because I'm always going to say this is as much as we like to praise Africa and everything like that.
Oh, they don't Africa's sold out.
Because the thing is about it, when people don't know history, when you know history, you'll realize that before.
I looked that up.
Yeah, Native Americans that were here first. The true natives were between from your complexion to mine. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, that's what it was. But it's easier.
Taínos.
Taínos and the Carib people. If you know about them, they went from the south and they had most of this place.
I'm glad you're saying you're darker than me. This is great.
Dude, I am.
I feel like he said that shit live. I'm looking at your elbows.
Riz, cocoa butter. It's the not cocoa butter. It's the couch.
No, but I wanted to say real quick. Shout out. You know who did like me growing up? Like the white girls. So shout out to the white girls.
I've had
for making me feel so
your
loved and
girls,
special.
But at the same time, though,
We're having a guy moment. Yo, I was Tiger Woods.
Tell
I
me
was
you don't have
Tiger
like
Woods back
45
in the
like
day.
It was a
white
catch
boys like
22
you.
though.
Listen, I
Because,
went to
like,
all white
that's
college,
shit.
bro. My best
Black
friend is
girls
white. He's calling me right now.
hated me. Who did? Black girls hated me.
No, they don't like me either.
They're like
Puerto Rican
they
girls
didn't-
can't
They
stand
didn't
my
like
ass.
it. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
like catch me one time with one white. I date anybody. You know what I mean? Like cute face, nice thighs. You're on my list. You know what I mean?
You're in. We can build. You're in.
You know, and it was
No
horrible 'cause
requirements.
I went to school. I started off I went to private school. From there, I went to Belchertown. You know what I mean? So like it was when it wasn't until I came to
all
Springfield
the
where I
snow.
really got like that culture slap in the face where I wasn't black, I wasn't white, I wasn't Guyanese. You know, it's kind of like where did I fit in? All the internationals. I fucking love it. I would rather hang out with international people better than anybody else. Because they talk about their country, they're cool, they give you food, you're straight. You all drink, you smoke, everyone's happy, right? But when it comes down to Americans, they're so bitter and hurt because nobody wants to actually look at each other and say, you know what? I'm sorry. Not sorry for anything, but just, I'm sorry. Not for the past, because you can't be ever sorry for the past. I'm sorry for the mentality that I have based on your character. I won't lie. I go to MGM anytime. Anytime I see a dude that looks like he's going to rob me, I'm scared. But I don't show it because I think he's just as scared as me because he's going to blow up the place. So, it kind of works. It's a win-win situation, Like, if he came up on the street and said, yo, what's good? I'm like, I give a pause. No, I'm playing fucking with you.
I'm about to say, hold on. I don't have that vibe of like, this nigga, he's a black thug. But don't get me wrong. Listen, as
You
being
got the hair though.
here goes the transparency. Here's
No,
a little
speak on it. Let's go.
Here's the transparency part. So there's times where I go places and people look at me like, if I'm with like, all right, for example, I got a couple of friends, they look a little odd, and some of them look like similar to me. All right, so I'll go out, let's put it into play. Yesterday, I was in Southwick. I was at a party for my cousin and my other cousin. Boom. I happen to go with my boy. He's tall, black, probably like 2 inches taller than me or whatever. We both go into a Southwick package store. Before we get to the door, it was like two probably like mid-age, maybe 40 and like 60. I don't know. And they were two going in. They were going into the door, but we were approaching the door. But they were closer to the door, in my opinion. They could have just pulled it open and walked in. So they like did like one of them like looks and like froze up. And we were like, go ahead. And they're like, nah, you go first. So the same way you just felt like, oh, they were scared or whatever. I felt like they just were intimidated and felt like they had to let us go first.
Yeah.
And me and him were like, brother, like they did all that to stop? Like, they could have just went in this door. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't looking at it like, yo, it's a race thing or like age thing. Like, we were going to let them go because they literally were like, the door is right here, right? We're over here, and they're like right here. So it's like they stop. Oh, shit, niggas. Oh, shit, thug niggas. Like, nah, my boy had on this little hat. He got braids coming out the side, white tee, and then, like, the shorts. And I had on, like, some gray version of these pants and a t-shirt. You know what I mean? And I had, like, a little pouch and shit.
But unfortunately,
Smelled like weed, maybe. So they're looking at me like, oh, these two thugs. What the fuck are they going to do? So, but the whole time we're in the store, they coming after us. It's like they're not even shopping. Like, we're looking to get our liquor and all that shit, and they're just, like, staring at us. Like, bro, go buy your beers and your wine and get out the store. Like, don't just stare at us buy what we're going to buy. We're not doing nothing in here. We don't even know this liquor store. So I'm looking confused as I'm walking through the aisles, and they're just like this. We're like, damn, what's on our shirt?
because they want to see it first.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why they'll have a bottle of $170 champagne on the shelf, right? But they hide the Hennessy and the Patron in the back.
Or they won't, or the crazy thing is they
You are
won't sell it.
100% right.
Or they won't have it. In that part of town, they won't even have it.
No,
you'll
some
go,
places won't have it 'cause-
you'll go there and they'll be like, you guys sell Hennessy? They'll be like, Hennessy? You'll be like, brother, this is
I went to
common as
you know
fuck.
what? I went to a bar like that. I asked, and the dude started making fun of me.
Yeah, exactly.
That ass. Yeah, I asked the bar. He goes, "No, we don't have that shit here."
Yeah, because in
And I
all
was like-
That's
honesty,
out of pocket.
it's for you see something that's for a certain culture that you don't want. So by you not having it, you don't care about that money.
drink
They're
there.
not coming.
Yeah.
You're not gonna drink there. Just like if you look at it, like all
Brother,
right.
they gaffed it. It was my fault.
No, go ahead.
They fuck you bully. It's the bullseye or some shit over on St. James. Fuck y'all. They were gaffing. That's how bad it is. Because I'm a Hennessy drinker. I'm black, obviously. So they were gaffing. Fucking, it was like a bourbon or it was like some knockoff shit. They were gaffing it into the Hennessy bottle. So literally one day, like, I was buzzed up. So I couldn't really tell. But the dude that happened to be coming in was a Spanish guy. You know, Spanish motherfuckers fuck with this shit too. He's like getting shots. He's getting shots of this shit, and he's usually like, yo, bro, this shit's like water. Like I'm not fucked up. I had like 7 shots of it. He's literally ordering. He ordered like me and my boys all the shots. I'm like, yo, Hennessy when you first take it has like a little bit of like a. You know
like
what I mean?
a disgusting.
Yeah,
because there's better booze than Hennessy out there. Sorry,
yes. Coming from
Continue.
the booze man himself. So as I'm saying, he's like, "Where's the kick?" So I'm taking it, and I'm like, "Nah." Literally figured out like he's gaffed in the liquor with a whole other liquor because they don't sell Hennessy because according to them it's too much or some other crazy shit. But I'm like, how are you not selling Hennessy when the majority of your crowd in here is Black, Spanish, and whoever else? Like, there's white people that come here, but they're not buying liquor. They're buying that Jack, the Jameson, and all the other knockoff shit.
And I think that's what going back to Kayla's thing, what she said is it's easier to have it and show that you care than actually mentally care.
That's what
Then
I think.
Signs are
actually allow yourself to be uncomfortable.
To be uncomfortable, yes. Now I'm gonna have a squirrel moment real quickly because I feel like we kind of did. How many tattoos do you have?
What do you count as a single tattoo?
Can I just guess?
Sure.
I mean,
the fuck? I don't know right now to be honest.
oh, okay.
If you don't know,
I mean, what
Strumming
do you
High,
count
you got
as
15.
What do you count as one?
What do I count
As getting it at one time?
I guess yeah. Well, no, because
I don't have
a complete
yeah.
piece. I would
a complete
say.
piece is one. Yeah.
No, that's not fair. Because
Why?
you get them all done, you get like a circle, then you oh no, man,
Well,
it's
no.
wings.
That's yeah. But
That's like all right.
But you
you don't have to count. But you got a lot of ink on you.
Yeah.
You got a lot of ink.
I'm
on
getting
you.
more.
You're getting more.
does this
so
one
are you
hurt?
Oh, yo, honestly, this one hurt the most. This one on my thigh.
I was
It
gonna
a
ask-
single
okay.
needle.
I figure
It's a
because
single
doing
needle.
this with
Oh,
my
this one was-
fingernail.
Bitch, no, I take that back. This one hurt a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that hurts, and you
I
have
forgot
you
about
have
it.
abs.
Oh.
Do you dance or what do you do? Yoga? Or
I don't know. I run like when there's not a lot of people awake because I feel uncomfortable running.
in the hood, being white. I
No, to be
understand.
honest, like, I don't see anyone else running out here, and I just feel like I look mad goofy, so I just try to go
over
early.
here, this part
Yeah.
of town, where Mav lives,
I
they're
know
always
how I
running.
look,
Even Mav's
and
running.
I already look goofy, so I just like go at 6
Wait,
in the morning.
okay. Do you
like,
run with your wrist like this?
shit?
man.
I hope not.
I
you're
run
talking
like
about
this because I used to do that because I
this
hate
number?
I hated clenching my fists. They told you not to do that when you run. I used to
You're
do
not
that.
Yeah,
supposed
you're
to, but
not
I
supposed
do
to
that.
do
People
that.
don't fuck with me.
So I do it like
You're
this.
not
I hold my fingers. But what is your most
showcases
favorable
this.
piece and why?
This one is for my father. My father passed when I was younger, but the one on my
I
thigh.
You look like creep. Right? I already did it.
No, you're
Yo,
cool.
me and Mav was like,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to like position myself
No.
optimally, but yeah, it hurt like a bitch. Though it was a single needle, and this so should I talk shit? He might be in jail right now. This tattoo artist was probably on drugs when he did this, and there was a whole fucking thing that happened at that studio. Shout out to him. I'm sure you're artistic, ink. If you know, you know. But anyway, he used a single needle, and this shit took hours and was like bleeding a lot. Like I think because it's a single needle.
Probably me and Mav don't
This
have
shit
tats.
killed me. Yo, like this shit hurt a lot. Don't get me wrong, because it was here and here, like two
Yeah.
different pieces, but this one hurt the most. Like, I almost didn't finish it. I mean, I did. I'm not a pussy, but like it hurt.
I love.
She's like, I ain't no punk bitch.
It was hours.
Like, I'm down for the cut.
That was almost
So-
3 hours.
All right, I want to get back to. Sorry, you guys.
Actually, what's up with your music?
That's it.
Music. What about it? I don't know what to
You
say.
just said you were,
right?
yeah.
I was hearing her rip. I
You
was
just said
like,
you were
oh,
working on
shit.
an album.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
Hell
how's
yeah.
the album? How many tracks you looking
Decent.
at?
So it's basically like my music. Like when I think of how I make music, I feel like there's two categories in my brain of like I make beats and like that's one thing.
All right, so before we get into that, what kind of music do you make?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
was
like
about to
so
ask you
beats is one thing, but then like me personally, like I play guitar. I used to sing, honestly, like I used to do a lot of different shit than I do now. Like I've changed immensely in life, but most people have. But anyway, like I just play guitar and sing, and like I guess you could say it's influenced a lot by like folk music and other shit too.
I would say.
So what was your genres?
So to be honest, like basically, okay. So for this album, like
Yeah, this album.
I just paid to have a really nice ass, dope ass engineer. Shout out to Angelo. Like,
Oh, Angela. I know
record,
Angela.
yo, everyone
Yeah, Angelo's
fucking
dope,
knows
yeah.
this dude. He,
Hey,
I
Angelo,
don't
I just met you. I
understand.
don't even know you,
Angelo's
bro.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's a
type of
really
time
good
he's
engineer.
on.
Jay Dill,
It's
shout out
cool.
He's
to
at
Dill.
Northfire, right?
Yes,
If
yes.
this guy knows it,
Yeah,
No,
no,
I know
he's
everybody.
legit.
I know.
But I had him because it's like this album. I'm gonna self-produce my whole album. Like it's gonna be entirely self-produced. But I want a nice engineer just to get those nice clean takes. So I have that. But it's like how I learned to produce, and honestly, like I only really listen to like hip hop and rap in my free time. Like unless I'm listening to like folk or rock as a reference track for something I'm making. But I feel like I learned how to produce hip hop music. and in terms of how I use my DAW and like work in my DAW and like how I work with shit like that and samples.
Digital audio workstation.
Hell yeah, Logic Pro X is my
Thank
shit.
you.
Thank you. I didn't know. Oh, yeah,
I was like, what the hell's a dog?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, shit like Logic.
That's why I got hired.
Yeah, Ableton. I don't fuck with Ableton. I respect you if you do. I don't understand that shit at all. But yeah, no, I feel like I know how to produce in a hip hop way. So I'm just interested in like taking these like folk and rock and blues songs that I've made that I spent like a year writing. I feel good about the words and just like producing them like a hip hop album, like seeing how it comes out. But I think it's gonna be cool. Like,
So what you would say your album is based off of, like the?
who fucking knows?
No,
To be honest, like it's a mix of like I don't know. I really enjoy like the art of the sample, like a tasteful sample. Like I like what Madlib does like the Bandana album. Like in terms of just speaking purely in terms of like how the samples are integrated, there's gonna be a lot of samples, so it's like that. But I also love Bon Iver. His early work is just straight folk, but then later he started working with Kanye West. His production got fucking crazy. I'm very interested in like, I just think folk music might not be accessible to young people because they're trained to what they hear on the radio, a lot of highly produced shit.
Thank you.
They're used to having a lot of sound engineering going on, and I think that a straight guitar and voice shit can get really boring. So it's like, why not keep making folk music if that's what I do, but produce it like hip hop?
Yeah. No,
See what happens.
that's a great way
I
to
love
reach out. Yeah.
folk.
I do like
Yeah.
that's the thing, cause when I on your Instagram you have one of the songs you just sitting there singing, I was like, wow, you got a great voice by
Thank
the way.
you.
You do,
Yeah,
you
I
really do.
appreciate it.
And but I didn't think you would sound like this talking though. Like you're really like kind of just like I knew it was a documentary, but before I watched the documentary, you know, it was like I'm like, wow, she's really like laid back, like you're one of those people. I feel like there could be like a fucking missile. You're like, hey guys, this is a missile.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for real.
She's probably high.
Yeah, for real.
Higher than a kite, 'cause
I'm
she's,
not
like,
gonna
on
lie. I had to
autopilot.
smoke a lot of blunts before this because I knew we couldn't smoke in this building probably.
See?
So
You know
you
what I
smoke.
mean?
You
So she has that
Hell
plan I
yeah.
have when I come here. Let me get smoked the fuck out.
Everybody does that. I
I
know
be-
this. Every guest is like,
Mav's not getting high before he comes here. 'cause he's
You
gonna fall asleep.
nervous?
No, it's just a normal fucking.
I said Mav's not getting high before he comes here. He's gonna be
But I
asleep.
talk shit. I talk a lot of shit, but I be drunk as shit on this podcast.
Yeah, well, this guy, yeah, try it out, dude.
I don't give a- I don't know.
Nothing in his stomach and just straight take it. I'm always.
All right, so
No
out of all the
food.
things you do, right?
Yeah.
If there was like, yo, we're about to pay you big dollars, big bucks,
You have to
right
pick
now,
one.
you got to pick. There we go. Boom.
Sorry, let me jump in.
No, that's how you finish it. How you finish it. Boom. Pick one. Which
Yo.
one? And you got a second one as like your side job, but you don't get as much for it.
I'm overwhelmed.
Here's a scenario. And then your third job.
So you don't
is
like
they're
being put in a box then?
I literally do
You
too.
don't.
I'm
You
sorry.
like
I don't
being-
mean to sound narcissistic,
No.
but I literally do way too much shit to even answer that. Like, cause when my mind goes to say that what I want to be doing, what I'm working towards, I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want anyone to steal my idea. First of all, but second of all, like I just need to build it. But I don't know, man. Like
All right, so I'll
it
flip the
leads
question.
together.
So what do you feel like you do? You put your all into? Is it everything?
Yo.
It's no way you're doing 50 billion tasks and you put everything.
yeah,
into
No,
like
I
one
feel like
project you need
I
to
feel
finish.
like
Yes.
like music and the camera meld together in a really interesting juncture, and it's like interviewing people has been a big part of what I do. Making music has been a big part of what I do, but it's about people and the music, and it all comes together. Like, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to answer that, but I just. What was the question again? Sorry.
So you like entertaining. You like entertaining, but at the same
It's
time
about
you like
making
also getting
something.
your message
It's about
across.
making something. It's about creating a cipher full of righteous ass people that I seek out. It's about, like all of this shit. It's about music of the people. Okay, folk music, hip hop music, blues. Like, this is all music of the people, and we're all so divided over some bullshit right now. And believe me when I say no one up there is playing for us. Even the people you think you don't fuck with down here in the real world and all this shit, like they're not for us. Like, they really want us to think that some of them are and some of them aren't, so we don't team up basically. But like country, all this shit. The country, white, poor, redneck hicks have more in common with a lot of people I've met here in the hood than like they would think. Like poor white people in Vermont. There are some of them, trust me, like
No,
for
you're
real.
100% right because like I go down south a lot, like, and a lot of my friends down there are the white country boys, and they'll tell me straight up. They'll be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Mav, like, I'll be honest with you. I never used to hang out with black people till I met you because the thing is, everyone has that stigma, and
That's
once you break that
borderline.
one wall, and I know you, 'cause I'm borderline. once you break that stigma, you know what I mean. And Rev, you could talk more about this from your military experience too. You know what I mean? Once you break that. Country bumpkins, that's the first thing they do is sign up
Everyone
for
has
the
that.
war. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
surrounded
pretty
in
much
them.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
This one dude, he wanted to buy air freshener, And he goes, I need to get some of that smelly good. And I was like, the fuck are you and what are you talking about? He meant air freshener.
Perfume is
Like air freshener
For the bathroom in the barracks, like we used to clean the bathroom. We need to get some of that smelly good. I was surrounded in a lot of them.
Yeah.
But how was it like culturally wise? Like how did they kind of look at you like?
No, in the military, it's different.
It is different?
In the military, we don't give a fuck who you are. Like,
I've heard that before from people.
it's true. Like in the
Until you get
military,
home.
we don't look at you like that. Like we have jokes back and forth to each other and stuff like that for fun, but nobody takes it personal. But in the military, what I've noticed with each other, I'm not talking about leadership. I'm talking about the guys
Correct,
at the
yeah.
bottom.
The boots, yeah.
because we knew that if something happened, this guy backed you up. He would die for you.
You can't call him a spick and then fucking.
Nah, yeah.
Not to fuck you up. Like,
Not even that. Like, oh, let this nigga get shot.
And I had a gun job. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Oh, so everybody was nice
if
to you.
something happened, like this person, whoever he was, even if I just met him 20 seconds ago, he would die
relying
for
on
me, and I knew he would die for me, and I would die for him. And that's
you're bugging.
so when and that's what I'm saying. Not everybody's like that.
yeah.
So in the and that's the hardest part about getting out, because when you get out, I got out in 2011, and to this day, I have not found that
type of camaraderie
at all.
No, you're not gonna find it. And the funny thing about it is when you look at military wars, because that's one thing I've always been fascinated with was wars, and you study it, is that's a mentality because you're pretty much a life taker when you're a soldier. You gotta right off the bat.
You have to reconcile
You gotta
that
reconcile
reality.
that you're going to take somebody's life, and that person's life is actually meaningless for you for a cause.
Yeah, I'm not with all that dying shit, but I'll take somebody's life if I need to.
But see, I consider that as a bitch. I'm sorry, that's a bitch move. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That's the bitchest thing. Because the thing is, here's the thing: if you can't stand for somebody's life, you should no way try to take. Because that's why we have the issues right now in the hoods. Why niggas are killing each other.
Yes.
It's because everyone wants to be a top dog, pop, but no one could actually. Can you stand a line and hold that line?
What about the community? What about, like being a man, like you want to be on gang shit? Okay, CRIP, Community Relations for Independent People. Someone very special to me taught me all about that, but it's
You spell
about
Crip?
what you... Yes, that's what it
I was
was.
like, nigga, are you illiterate?
That's what it was. I'm not claiming shit, let's be clear. I'm not claiming shit right now.
Obviously, guys, I'm not one of the culture.
No, neither am I, trust.
Lord,
I'm just acknowledging that's the origination point before it was subverted by very much not the community. Like, that's not the community's fault. That's something subverted. That's
Thank
an
you.
outside force. But I digress. It's like if you want to be on that shit and you're about being a man and you actually understand what that means. One of my interviewee subjects put it incredibly well. She said, like, basically you need to do what real gangs did, which is be there for your community. Like, you call it a gang, but it's really
But you're
like
not. Look at
it's
what
community
the
shit.
Italians, what they did when they were in New York
Exactly.
and everything like that.
Exactly.
Like, if you look at most liquor stores, like every community store, it's not really owned by the people around in that community.
Exactly.
It's somebody within that community who lives way out in the boonies. Nice, everything's set because they're safe, But they'll come in here and distribute all the poison
Make money off
and
of
make
it.
money off you.
Everybody.
And when you preach this to people, you get because the thing is, my stance on everything, I'll be honest, and I don't like the Democratic Party for this because you've been in a party for so long and supposed to be fighting against this movement, but yet there's been no change whatsoever. If I'm able to, within my first year of college, go to a community, work at a community center, make a change and make an impact that stays, how come you can't have these people who have the money and means actually do it? Because they need to survive off of you.
For real.
People you need people to serve you coffee. Not everyone could be the one buying it. It's just it's a natural order of things. It sucks.
I like liquor.
We know that.
Daddy Fuego, do you
He
really?
does.
But really quick, so I was on your Instagram, right?
That's good.
See,
Why is Crown Chicken your second home?
Yo, shout out to the fucking, I don't know your name, bro, but you work like third shift on Saturdays, and
Wait, which Crown Chicken though?
I won't say this because I don't want to get him in trouble, but he lets me smoke weed in there, and I fuck with him for that.
I won't say this.
Which one is this?
Which one is this?
Which one?
Oh yeah.
I know that one. Wait a
Yo.
second. No, so here's the thing. Shout out to that dude though, because he's great. Because at the end of the day too, I'm not gonna say, but he helps out the people.
what is Crown Chicken?
Crown
And
Fried
where is
Chicken,
it?
they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
safe space.
I used to live right up the street from
Actually,
them.
only one. Here, anyways. But anyways.
Oh yeah, there's only one here. Yeah, sorry.
I'm about to go
So
there.
my picture,
Yeah, I
my
want to
profile
at one
picture on my Facebook was me in there. That's how comfortable the place is. Yeah,
No,
so
I'm
I
mad
know what you're
comfortable
talking
with it.
about.
All right, so
Hell
their
yeah.
chicken is mad good, but everything else is kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
he ain't gonna lie.
It's
He's
about the
100%
feeling,
right.
bro. It's about the feeling.
Nah, but you know what? No, he's right though.
Wait,
The
pause.
chicken fries because
They're eating that shit at like 3 a.m. That's why that shit's
Nah,
good.
but even
you're
the
drunk.
no,
like,
no,
even
he's
the
high.
Here's a
chicken,
drink.
Everything
Oh,
tastes
yeah, you
good.
don't drink, you're
The
right.
chicken is delicious, but everything
If
else
you
is
get the
disgusting.
cheese
Everything
pizza,
else, mashed
yeah.
potatoes,
I'd rather
watery
eat
as
pizza
fuck.
there.
Mac and cheese are like it's fucking.
No, you
Yeah,
don't eat.
wait,
No, you
this
don't eat.
shit.
No, don't eat anything
the
but the
chicken.
chicken fries and maybe a slice of cheese pizza if they made it fresh for you.
Pizza at a chicken spot. Also,
No, their milkshakes are
I'll
good.
pass.
That's not milk.
Hey, you
Yo,
ever been to New
what?
York? That's all they have. is chicken pizza.
You know what? It's
happened?
weird. I don't fuck with pizza. I don't eat pizza.
What?
Why?
I had lived in a house with one of my boys who was my roommate, and he used to eat pizza. Like he has a fetish for pizza. His go-to shit was like pizza. Like yo, bro, pizza today. I'm like, nah. Like I had that shit at a work party.
But do you see my eyes? Because I'm judging you.
I'm just
All
yeah.
right. Here's my thing. Real quick. It's gonna take like 2 seconds. All right. So my thing with pizza is it's cheap and everybody wants to get it for you.
All right,
quick.
time's up.
How many parties is that? You get kid parties, job parties, fucking your roommate, fucking yo, pizza this. Like I'm just all set with pizza. Pizza's like so common to get
Because it's the
slices
easiest
and
thing
all
to
that
feed
shit.
everybody
I'm
all
set.
together.
My
Yeah.
thing is Chinese.
So we're not talking
work
about
parties,
taste.
Chinese.
Wait.
Taste? Pizza's whack, bro.
But here's the thing. You gotta
Where
understand.
do you eat
Strong
pizza? That
stance.
it's.
But
We can't make this all about pizza, but we're gonna talk about this later.
all right, squirrel moment again, real quickly. Back to all right. So I want to go real quickly because I didn't get to ask this. Your name, right? You say it's Kale or it's KT James.
It's whatever you want to call me.
Kale?
Technically.
So your name is Katie.
That's just an alias too, to be real. But Katie is like my like
name
if
is
you call me
KT.
KT, it's peace. But if you call me KT and I've already told you my name's Kale Loki, and maybe you didn't hear me, it's peace. Again, I'm not coming at anyone. To me, I
back
deal
the
with you on a
fourth time.
business level. If you're calling me KT, like and that's fine. I don't say that with any type of energy. It's just like that's like that's my work name.
So KT's your work name.
I put out all the work I do. I do all types
What
of
does
different
Daddy
work.
Fuego call you? Like, do I
You,
take?
you can call me Kale because I know y'all personally. I deal with y'all personally now, so like that's a piece of me. Like Kale is like what people who I know call me.
Kale is like what I've always joked about. You give white people as a peace offering.
Yeah, for real.
I've never had it.
It fits. I tried to keep
It's in
it authentic.
it's in the Olive Garden soup. Delicious.
Oh, it is amazing though. By the way,
Oh my
I
God.
really like
Kale
how
does
Kale
taste good.
tastes. I don't know.
it's
I'm
like
not
collard
gonna-
greens, but like
Wait,
a
Kale,
little.
it don't really
Sorry.
taste like anything to be
It
honest.
doesn't. It's like collard. I feel it's like
Kind
collard
of
greens.
arugula, but
Arugula. That's
It's like
fun
baby
word.
But
spinach.
actually, yeah,
It's
arugula's
almost-
good too.
It's just about the same.
So, because I thought it was off of like a Dragon Ball Z reference. No lie, like some anime shit.
Oh no, I mean KDJ. Like KDJ means a few things. Like. And like knowledge, the journey is one of them. Like it means a few things to me. But I also picked. It's like complicated.
So is
picked
James
that.
your last name though, or James is in
Nah,
there for
none
something?
of this shit is real. None of this shit is
I
real,
have
and
to
you
tell
will
you, that's why I
never
tell
know
you,
my
you're a
real
mystery
name.
to me.
You
Like,
will never know my real name.
You'll find out she's
bro.
not even really white. She's really like, I'm not really Colombian. You know what I mean?
No, I'm
It's
Irish. I'm an
Indonesian.
Irish citizen, bro. When you were saying that, I'm like, I know about this.
Oh, you're Irish citizen?
For real. Hell yeah, I'm as Irish.
She's
as
not
it
talking
gets.
shit about me and my culture.
Hey, listen. I know a lot about your culture.
shout outs to Irish people for their whiskey.
Thanks.
They make really good whiskey.
It's it's so funny. No, I'm only laughing because a friend of mine who's from Canada, his parents immigrated, left there from Ireland to Canada. That's where
Oh,
they
word.
went and everything. And same thing, like. The greatest gift you could get this man is some whiskey, and the greatest thing you could get from this man is whiskey.
I'm not making it up.
It's some good ass whiskey.
I'm making it up.
You know,
Oh, so I seen you did a video with the Gronk. Gook.
Gook.
so okay, you know what? I'm gonna say.
My
I wanted
bad.
to say this. I was gonna say
My
it off
bad.
the camera.
My bad.
I always for the longest because that's where I first saw you was Gook, and I was like,
Word.
oh, is this his little shorty? Because you were like everywhere for a while.
Oh no,
You
I
have-
was just filming.
But
some
you're just
shit.
filming some
Hell
shit.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
you.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
He's the
Yeah,
one with the really
Carla.
scary picture.
Yo,
scary tone.
this dude is like
I heard
he's-
his music. I like
his music great.
No,
He's-
shout out to
I'm not
Carla
gonna
because
lie
I feel like his manager. I feel like that's
Yeah,
why
she
I
been
got
on
in with
backs.
him, and
She's
then
really been on
Karina.
backs.
Shout out to Karina Capri. I
Shout
got
out,
connected.
shout out, Carla.
Carla. That
Shout
got
out to
me
Karina. I
connected,
love
feel
Karina.
like.
Capri. Oh, I love that.
Yo,
bro.
Karina, you are just so fucking
amazing
gifted.
musician.
She made
I
her
love
own
her.
beats for. I'm working on that music video with her. Love is Law. We're working on that right now.
You know what's funny as
Yeah.
hell?
Ah,
She made that shit.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, but I didn't know you were.
That's her right
yeah.
there. This shit,
Huh?
That pink shit, that album.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nigga, I
she's-
didn't even know who she was.
Yo, no, I met Karina. It's funny when we went
Karina's
to
cool.
Chili's the
This
other time.
shit,
She
right?
drove by.
Yeah, I bought that shit.
I got it.
Yeah,
Karina's cool as shit.
Karina is she's really good people, extremely creative woman.
She's
too.
definitely worthy of respect.
I have to say, like in the rap world, I'm not gonna lie, but I really fuck more with the females than I do with the guys because
Fuck more with the females, huh?
because the thing I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
Not gay.
They are
Like
they
in
are actually
general or around here?
just like like
fucking
around the
them
area,
all.
the area. Yeah,
There's a lot of talented female rappers.
There's a lot of talent, and I think people are sleeping on them. You know, there's a lot of male ego
There's
that I've
only
seen.
talented
Let me-
female rappers.
Let me chime in.
There's no.
I don't feel like they're
the
being
guys.
slept on. I feel like they're just now starting to really come out in all reality, in my opinion. Because as long as I've kind of been dealing with like, you know, in and out of the local, but I really have a good ear for local music. And some females have just not been really putting their shit out there to get that shit out. There's some people like Shay Nice, like I mean, she's been doing it for a while, and she's
You
been
know
kind of
why?
like dropping
There's a reason
shit
for
that's
that,
boom,
though.
boom, boom. Like Danielle, she's been on her shit a little bit more. There's like not the name drop, but you know, LaShawn, she's been on her shit too. Malay, she's been on her shit. But there's other females now that are coming out of those shells and I'm saying doing their own shit.
Everyone
Even
you just named,
even
I
you doing your
respect
shit.
them.
You know what I mean?
They've paid their dues though more. Like they've been out here.
I think they have to pay a lot more dues though. But I wanted to hear
No,
your
fuck,
perspective
I'm
real
gonna
quickly.
stand up for the women right now because I work with like it's top secret. Like I work with certain female rappers, but these guys are fuckboys and a half. Like when a girl wants to record in a studio and she hits a dude up, I've seen things where
you
she's
tryna
like,
fuck
"I'll
for a
pay
track?"
you what you're charging," and they're like, "Nah, let me get some pussy," and I'm like,
That's
and I'm
true.
being 100%
When
fucking
DJ
honest.
Hope was on this show, she was telling us the same shit too.
It's true, and
know
it's
what I mean?
Yo,
it's the
shout
most
out Hope.
disgusting-
Yo,
disgusting-
shout out Hope.
Hold on, like
Unprofessional shit
dead ass.
ever.
That's the most disgusting fucking shit I've ever. And it makes me really mad. I'll knock somebody out if I ever met somebody doing that because honestly, like you get these really talented artists that just happen to be female.
Get the fuck out of the
And they're
studio.
trying to and they're turning it into something that has anything in the world to do with sex.
Yeah.
And it fucking shouldn't. It should only be about music. It should be about business, just
But
like
then when
everybody
WAP
else.
comes out, these
That's
same niggas
just
want to
a
cry.
normal-
That's fucking
That's
annoying.
just a normal male.
No.
men-
Stop.
It's-
That's not normal. That's
all right.
toxic, poisonous, extremely. If you want anything, I got a show coming about this because male sexuality has been so untouched and no one wants to bring any type of light on it. But it's fucking horrible what these men are doing because the thing is, their moms had their titties in their mouth for so fucking long that no one's ever grown
That's
some
that
fucking
baby boy
balls.
shit.
All right.
No, we need to start standing up for our fucking women.
real. I
Like,
hear it.
dead
And I hate it
ass.
because
Like, I will always do that.
Some models when I'm not known. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't have that many views on Instagram stuff like that. I'll hit up women and say I really want to work with you. They look at me, look at everything,
Right
talk
off
about-
the
and they
bat,
off
yeah.
the bat no, because
No.
they're thinking I'm a
Yeah.
fuckboy.
I get
but
it.
not understanding when you actually meet me, I'm the most respectable person to you because the thing about it is. They've been fucked over so much by half these dudes
You
in
know
the
that,
city.
so you don't want to do that.
And yeah, so you don't
Exactly.
want to deal with it. And that's why sometimes it's so hard when you want female talent to work on anything with you to get them because the first thing they got to worry about is are they working with me because of my talent or is it something else they want? And it's a sad thing for an artist to have to go through that.
gotta
It's
guard
to a
yourself.
point where I
Sorry,
have
that's
to
my
bring
bad.
a woman
Yeah,
onto
you're
the
right.
team to reach out to certain females that I want to work with just so they're not intimidated. And I get it. I understand because I've seen guys do this shit. It's not okay. It's not fucking normal. And I think it's really up to the other guys to start fucking stopping that shit. Because I'll tell you right now, there's not a man allowed on my squad that's going to do some shit like that. So
Facts.
the moment a guy that's associated with me starts doing that, he's cut.
Yeah.
Personally and business wise.
Yeah, because the
it's
thing is,
not
you,
okay.
you don't need that. Like, and this is my thing, right? And it even goes to like this whole thing with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, right? Like, I know everyone's tired of talking about it, but let's really look at the thing, right? You have a black female who was shot, right? She was shot. Let it be a black dude that was shot and everything. Everyone would be all up in arms. A black female was shot. It was up for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's quiet now. Right? And now this little man is over here running around. Did it even happen? Nigga, it was in your car. What do you mean?
Tory.
There's fucking videos. You know what I mean? And it just sucks that this is what happens to
Made
our
me
black
really
women.
sad too.
Huh?
It made me sad because Tory was one of my fucking absolute.
He was.
Tory
But you know
Lanez.
what?
I still listen to his shit.
No, I don't fuck. Because
I don't know
my thing is
about
this:
y'all.
I don't fuck with anybody. If you disrespect women like that, then here's the thing, right? If I had a daughter, or if I have a best friend, and I know she was trying to make it up in music, and some shit like that happened, you think I'm gonna respect you and still listen
Well,
to your
even now
music?
you have a wife that does art.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like-
even my wife, my wife's even she's getting into
Two
modeling
sides to
now
every
too. You
story.
know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is this: like, at the end of the day, I don't care what she does. You know what I mean? My wife can do whatever the fuck she wants to do because she's her own person. I don't own her. We're together walking this path of life together. You know what I mean? As partners. At the end of the day, I could drop dead tomorrow. I still want her to still do her. You know what I mean? Not a lot of men are able to mentally do that because we feel, because we've been taught since boys, is that's yours. That's yours. This is your woman. You know what I mean? Like, when we first got together, she used to say, oh, you're my man. I was like, whoa, this is my man, your woman stuff. Gotta stop, because I ain't nobody's but myself. You know what I mean? And it really kind of put her, she had to look at, till now she looks at it too, and she could say, she'll say I'm my man. We say it now because we know, we say it what it means. You know what I mean? And I didn't want it to be like a possessive thing, like if another girl talks to me, or even something, she's getting upset, or she'll think I'm getting upset, because that's all toxicity that we see from our parents, because no one's taught how to be in a relationship at all. Yeah. We watch from our parents. We watch from our other parents. We watch from shows, and you put that all together.
That shit's toxic
to think what it
and
is.
stupid.
Don't put that shit together. FYI, if you're in a relationship, do not live off of fucking TV.
Don't live off of Disney.
That shit ain't gonna work.
Think of everybody trying to be Joker and Harley Quinn.
Oh my! Yo, that's another thing too. They didn't really like each other. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a bad. You hear it's like a Bonnie and Clyde thing. We like the ideology of it, but if you really look at it, it's not
horrible
healthy.
to her in the comics.
He hurt in the comics.
Nigga, and Jay-Z and Beyonce are Jay-Z and Beyonce. Ain't no Jay-Z and Beyonce and you and somebody the fuck else, nigga. Jay-Z and Beyonce got their own relationship that you can't have. That's it, bro. That's it. Because everybody want to have a dream relationship.
But the dream relationship is what you make of it. Because
No, you're on your own shit. Do you have a dream relationship with yourself, bro? Are you good with yourself?
Exactly.
If you're not good with yourself, why the fuck are you gonna suddenly materialize the skills to be good with a whole other person who may or may not be good with themselves?
Especially
fuck rom-coms. That shit's corny as fuck to me. I've always hated that shit. For real. It's stupid. And I feel like, I don't know.
Nah, say it.
You can't work with the person's flaws, yo, then don't even deal with them, nigga. Like, flaws come with the person.
Like, last show, we're gonna get
masculinity and toxic femininity are real. Like, I feel like there's both, to be real with you. Like, I think there's toxic masculine and femininity. And I see it on full display in most mainstream
I'm going to say this right off the bat, and I know a lot of guys hate me, right? But if a woman squares up with me and she punches me, I'm going to hit her back with that same force she hit me. I'm sorry. You want equal rights? And a lot of dudes get upset. They're like, oh, but she's a woman. Why are you going to hit her? First of all, I find that as an insult to her.
I
because
agree.
if she felt she was ballsy enough and had enough strength to hit me, that she has enough to take the same force back. It doesn't mean I'm going to go all out. That's stupid.
Yo,
I match power levels. Yeah, go ahead. By all means.
Feels like
you don't
an
have to raise your hand.
insult to me as a woman that I see a lot, and that, people feel different ways about it. It's whatever. Women feel different ways about it. It's whatever. I do not like the whole fucking idea or assumption that like a guy's supposed to pay for some shit or like pay for the food or some shit because it's like for multiple reasons. No, because it's like, first of all, we act like it's like, oh, you're taking care. It's like, yo, the whole premise of what you're saying is that I need to be taken care of. Like that, I'm not expected to be out here running my own shit just like you are. Trust me, I am. I have been. So that's weird to me. Like, and it also just feels transactional, to be real with you.
It's 100% transactional. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we draw the line between like
prostitution,
sex work, and a girl who straight up is like, yo,
like, all right,
he needs to make this much more than me, and he needs to do this, this, and this. I'ma ask him for like going in like, yo, that's transactional as fuck. Like, I feel like we are taught to exploit each other. This is not about gender. This is about human people. Guys do it too. Like, we are taught to exploit each other. It's heartbreaking.
Yo, I will always wear these busted pair of shoes. Outside of here, if you look, they're my favorite shoes. I don't give a fuck. They're horrible. You know what I mean? His wife always look, why are you wearing? They have a hole in it. Like, she's always funny. my tan shoes, but they're the most comfortable shoes ever. And when I'm on the go, those bitches are sliding on, and I'm everywhere. I have this one girl I'm talking to her about, like, she's like, my wife brought up, some stuff, and they thought, let's talk. And she's like, oh, you're Maverick. And she looks down at my shoes and made this face. And I remember it. I'm sorry, you'll never see me in Jordans. You'll never see me in anything expensive. If I could buy it from Burlington Coat Factory or
she's like, here, sir.
I'll take donations every time, but it just blows my mind. Like, if you don't have a car, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had dudes come up to my wife many times. Yo, he got you walking, baby.
The fuck?
I have legs, bitch.
Yeah. Like she tells him I was walking before I met him. You know what I mean? Like,
what does that mean?
It just irks me.
Get a car together. What?
Yeah, what does that mean?
But it just irks me because it feels like it's all transition. Like, you have to have this in order for people to love you. You have to have that in order for people to love you.
It's
You know what I mean?
heartbreaking. It makes me sad. I want to cry when I even think about the notion of like what we've made shit like Christmas into. Like, you know, I don't really per se celebrate that even, but like a lot of people celebrate Christmas. It's like the whole notion of like a kid feeling as though like they're not or their birthday they feel like they're not loved because their parent can't buy them some
Or their
shit.
amount of presents
Breaks
isn't enough.
my heart. The idea that kids get bullied for what the fuck they wear to school. Like, yo, like Balenciaga was not there for you when you were broke. Why the fuck are you gonna be there for them when you have money for
I
it?
wish you could have a kid for your
Why
facial
the fuck?
expressions.
No, for real.
You're
Like
right.
they weren't
Yaga's
there for you. Why are you gonna
the
be there for them? Why are you
They
repping
look
them?
like MAV shoes, but with like extra shit on the bottom. And the top.
Yeah, what?
Like,
What?
and niggas are paying an arm
Yo,
and a leg for
that's
them
crazy.
shits. Phone posits, 2 and some chains, retro 77 Jordans, and my nigga, you weren't even born.
Like, I understand
It's
if you're a
like,
diehard
what?
collector. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference between being collectors and somebody who's letting the merchandise and
Yeah.
materials
What are you
work for
getting
them.
out of
Yeah,
collecting?
You know what I mean? Like, if you walking out of a Section
Order.
8 house and you look like you just rocking $1 million, what are you really living for?
Who
You know
are
what I mean?
Yes.
What you look like. So now when you get in the car and you go back that little stallion you bagged up, and she's like, "Well, where you live at?" My mom crib.
Mom crib, beds on the floor, bedroom not even clean, smells like fucking
Oh.
roaches and
Yeah,
ants.
can you spot me 20? Because I only got 30 in my account till next week.
For
like
real.
that's the type
You
of
know,
shit.
it's so
you doing.
funny. Everything you ever see me like nice, like this watch, like anything nice that I have.
Watch is trash.
This watch is not trash. Watch yourself. Right? No. Everything that I have that you see that like looks like it costs some money, all gifts.
Thank you. That's it.
All
Exactly.
gifts.
All gifts.
I can't spend money on myself for some fucking reason.
Yo, I'm the same way. Like that, and that's like my wife always says all the time. She's like, you should buy you something nice sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather spend money on I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather spend money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, weed, or
We're
Or
not
Pokemon
going to
cards, you know what I
speed
mean?
past
Like-
the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You're a grown man. Let's talk about it.
Yo, listen, I don't care. Me and my wife, we have a notebook. You can ask her. I put her on it. She thought but she enjoys it. But I bought her first Yu-Gi-Oh deck, Pokemon, and we have a book that we play. That's what we do.
That's
like,
cute.
You know, it's like, because the
You
thing-
made it adorable.
But I've always played it because the thing about it, like, that's just me. You know, some dudes like collecting guns. Some dudes like, you know, having different baby mamas. I like having Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You know what I mean? I invest my money, you know, and I don't spend on stupid shit. Like, I always look like material. Like, why do you want to make this
hilarious.
outside of this vessel that's gonna die and decay
Thank
look like $1 million instead of enriching the soul that's inside of it?
For real.
You know, but
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I just spent like
Instead of
$200 on
Pokemon.
books. You know, that's what I'll do. You know what I mean?
I was spent 750 on rims.
On ribs.
I was going crazy.
Oh, no.
Listen.
But you know,
I don't
That
even
was
fill my tank.
No cap.
he's like, it's on
That
a
was
quarter.
some, like, far-fetched shit. I was
Get
like,
$10
yo.
at a time. Fuck that. I don't know what's gonna happen to this car in the next couple days.
Listen,
I respect
this
that.
is like my 10th car, bro, and I was like, I need to buy some tires. So I'm like, let me go buy some tires. Go to town fair. And they was talking like, yo, you want some rims and shit? I'm like, I just want some tires.
If they give you a good deal, I hear
Yeah,
it. You know,
so
I'm
he was
cheap
like,
as that.
yo,
You know what I
You
mean?
ain't never gonna get a good deal.
you can't go wrong with
If you're getting a good deal, they're
just
just still getting you because it's not a good deal. They're not gonna fucking sell you something and lose money.
true. So I was like, it's like $750 for tires and rims. I'm like, I got this bonus check at work. He's like, how much was it for? I was like, a lot more than $750. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, sign me up, $350. Boom, swiped it. I'm like, all right, I'll come back Friday and pay for the rest. So this Friday I went back and I was like, you know what? I never got rims. And I'm like, yo, can I just get the tires? And he's like, man, we got the rims. They already came in. So I'm just like, damn, this is like different side of life for me. I don't get rims on cars and shit. I got tinted windows. I'm gonna get, you know what I'm saying?
But they pulled over.
So I just said, fuck it. Swipe me up. It was $400, yo. You fucking put the rims on, and I'm like, yo, I'm a little different. I feel a little different, but it's not really me.
Feel like you wasted fucking $700.
Yeah, I really feel like I wasted it, but then again, like my car looks nice.
But that's the thing. Like, your
Then you
car
gotta
looks
crash
nice.
that shit 3 days
It's not
later.
something that I'm used to paying for. Like, it's not something like, it's like priority I would never get. Something I would just think about. But something I would like really, I'm gonna go do this.
Don't get me wrong.
Like,
There's
you know what I mean?
times you can spoil yourself, but I always feel spoil yourself within means. And Benny, you wrote a quote before. What was it? You said buy.
Oh, nothing's too expensive. You just can't afford it.
That's right. Nothing's too expensive if you can't afford it.
no,
you know
nothing's too expensive. You just can't afford it.
Yeah, you just can't. Sorry.
That's because
Nothing.
people want to do music videos, and they don't want to pay for the music. I know exactly what you're like.
No, they don't.
Yo, want to pay
Why
for
are
the
there
music.
so many rappers that come to me with songs about how much money they have and they can't pay?
they can't.
The
Exactly.
simple down deposit.
Exactly. I do
Just
music
wondering.
videos all the time, and motherfuckers are like, "Oh, that's too expensive for me." Like, motherfucker, you just said
Yo,
no
you
song.
just called yourself Pablo. Like, what are you
Right.
talking about?
Then I got bands from here to here. Like, nigga, where's my
Where?
video.
Where?
They can't but they want all the stuff. They want the
Yeah.
effects. They want everything. But
I'm
they
like,
can't
all right, I
afford
could
it.
take this, and this out, and it'll be this much. No, but I want that. Well, motherfucker, you can't afford
and
that.
pay for it. Then you better get a GoFundMe. Like,
Yo, but what makes me mad is when they start talking shit afterwards because you won't reason with their broke mindset.
I can't stand when local. I do this every.
Nah, I
episode.
love it. Do it. Do
I
it.
can't stand when people think that just because you decided you wanted to fucking rap, that everybody owes you a listen.
No one owes you shit.
Earn a listen. Like, be interesting and people will listen to you.
I
Like, be interesting and people listen to the shit they like, and they share shit that they want to share. You don't force people to share. Yeah, I don't. Blah blah
Just have
blah.
some good ass clickbait, because maybe you'll draw me in. Off
That's
of what
part
the
of
fuck you're
earning.
doing.
That's part of earning. Yeah,
That's part of
yeah.
earning.
That's
Like, do whatever
For
you.
real.
But what I don't respect, and there's one thing that they need to stop doing, and some people here
Putting
might
that shit in
support
my
it, but I don't
goddamn
like
inbox,
it
motherfucker.
when they post it and title it like it's like Eminem's new track,
Oh,
and then it's their track.
what is their track? Yeah.
They're still doing that shit?
Yeah, and I've seen some people do that. I don't know where they're from, but like they were doing it. It was somebody else. It was like a new track for somebody.
Yeah.
And it was something totally. They were out here.
I know. I know who you're
and
talking
the
about.
thing is like I saw it and I turned it off immediately. Even if it's a good song, I'm not gonna listen to it off principle. That's some bitch
Like, you
shit.
tricked me, motherfucker. I didn't want
That's
to do this
bitch
shit.
shit.
That shit, it means you don't think you're good enough on your own
Yeah.
to like make that happen. To be real with you, I don't like it when people will like beg me to like go like and comment and share their shit. I'm like, I never do that with people
Yeah,
because
I
to
hate
me
that
that's
shit.
corny. I'm
Oh, so
sorry.
you tag everybody too, and you're like, you tag
No.
8 million people.
Yeah, to
like,
be
for-
honest,
Put them in
like
their DMs and
I'm not
shit.
hating, but
I-
if you've done that to me, I've judged you like a little bit.
I do that for Daddy Fuego only because Facebook is starting to fuck us.
Oh, 100%, yes.
But
So-
outside of that,
but here's
not
the
with
thing.
my music though.
No, but here's the thing. I don't mind if I already say like I said, I really fuck with your music, right? You guys have tag me in it, fine.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
If I've never said anything about you and I'm being tagged with 8 other people I don't
Tagging
fucking
strangers.
know,
Yeah, no.
don't tag me in
Don't
that
blow up
shit.
my inbox.
You know what I
with all
mean?
your
And I
shit.
hate it.
Untag.
You know,
You'll never
and-
catch me doing some shit like that.
or even like, or even for your hustle of for something. You know
It's
what
not
I mean?
hustle,
Like,
it's being annoying.
It's that EMT comedy shit. They're always tagging me. And
Those
shit.
motherfuckers,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking annoying.
at least you're on time to that one.
You know, this shit.
Yeah, so with Todd, so with Todd Theory and I, that's what we do EMT comedy. So all the funny stuff that you see with Todd, and that's
Yeah.
All
why.
that
Yeah.
hilarious
That-
shit.
All that shit where man's like
Hilarious.
smoked the fuck out and he can't even think anymore.
Listen, it's all. Listen, you gotta act. You gotta make people buy the weed. That's it.
All right, it's
Try to get
that time,
sponsors.
everybody. It's that time.
It's that
So if we can get any last words from you, and if you know
something you want to say to your fans.
your
I
fans,
don't know
your,
if I have any of those.
Well,
but
your
just
future
keep
fans.
It real, you know. If you're not in some wax shit, just hit me up. Don't really know what else to say, you know.
What's whack shit?
I know. I like how she can.
If you
Where
need a
can-
plug, hit me up. If you know a plug, hit me up. Let's all stay connected. Like,
Where can
I
we
don't know
find
what
you
to
at?
say. Instagram, Katie James X. On YouTube, Katie James. There's another Katie James, but we look mad different, so you'll know it's me.
How different? Like, what does she look like?
Like he's a black kid who hasn't posted a video in
He's a
6
black kid
months.
with Katie James.
ass most dangerous
Yeah,
things.
he's not bad. Yo, no, he had a good
No, no,
little
no, no,
EP
no.
come out.
I hear. I just want to know. His name's Katie James too. I just
Katie
wanna make-
James, yeah.
I
you
fuck
know,
with that.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
okay.
someday,
Well,
maybe.
Maybe.
I need some of her weed. Whatever she got, I'm gonna get it at the end of the show.
all right. But like I said before, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Google, Apple, Spotify. Like, subscribe, watch Daddy Fuego, watch Let's Laugh. We're not gonna have Let's Laugh this Friday. We're gonna skip it. But other than that, I'm Benny. Follow me at Benny B Design. I'm just trying to figure everything.
I'm Maverick Prasad. Follow me at unlocked_character.
I'm Maverick Prasad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Dame Diddy. Follow your boy.
Dame Rev, Dame Rivera Comedy.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
Yay.
You can say your thing again if you
Yeah.
want.
KL, Katie James X. Woo.
Follow her.
Oh, shit.
Follow her. Listen to her. Stream her.
She's got some good-ass
everything.
weed.
Watch a documentary.
Yeah, watch
I
a
need to
documentary,
smoke weed.
please.
That's why I'm bugging right now. I haven't smoked weed in like half
And
an
then
hour.
watch
How long we been
Monday.
here?
That's
Yeah,
what it
for
is.
real. Yeah, fuck the cop. No offense, but the job's fucked up, so it's not your fault. But fuck SPD anyway. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it.
All right, on that, I guess
I'm
we're out.
getting tickets.